Wow, wow. I never knew that this show could be like herding cats. But we had a great time today, and so it's time for our punishments. Uh, I think I only have two today, only two. So let's see what I've got to share with you. Share that. On my torture device, my somewhat malfunctioning torture device. I just want to be sure my sound share is still active. Yes, it is.
Broad power.
And so some of these are not actually here, it's just they appear to be. But the one I want to share, let's see if I can get the thing working here. There we go. I had two finds this week. One of them was Melvin Sparks. Ever heard of Melvin Sparks?
Nope.
And he was a session man. He played on some records by some artists you might have heard of, like Curtis Mayfield and Marvin Gaye.
Oh, nice.
And he was a guitarist and a keyboardist, multi-talented instrumentalist, and he made his own records. And I discovered him with this record called Aquila. Fantastic record. And then the record that came before that was called Spark Plug, kind of a play on his name, Melvin Sparks. And was he on a major label? Kind of hard to see the label, but I'm gonna risk it by playing the title song, Aquila. So you get a taste. Here we go. Can you hear it? Right. Instrumental, raw instrumental. All right, that's a
Nice.
minute. Yeah, really agreeable, pleasant jazz. A mellow fellow, Melvin Sparks was. He passed away in 2011. But this other artist is from Los Angeles, very much alive, a young fellow named Louie Zong. And before I even open it, I'll tell you that you can get his music on Bandcamp, and you can get his entire catalog of well over 50 albums for $1.
50 albums?
Over 50 albums for $1
Wow.
total. So I bought the whole catalog, and I downloaded about 40 of them and recorded them this morning onto took me about 10 CDs to put it on, because the albums are all short, very short. On average, they're about 20 minutes long. So they border on being EPs. And this guy is so versatile. He also, I mean, the album that I got introduced to him on is called Aquarium City. Here it is. And so this is some mellow jazz. I'll play you the title track, Aquarium City.
Aquarium City.
Aquarium
Don't
City.
tap on glass. Aquarium City. Don't tap on glass.
there's a minute of him. And so on the surface of it, you're probably thinking, oh, Melvin Sparks, Louis Zong, they both play this mellow jazz that could be like soundtrack music. And there are undercurrents of disco in there. Did I
Little
hear
bit.
a little
Mhm.
little disco in there and get the little female vocals going on there?
Yeah.
But that would be totally deceptive because this guy dabbles in just about any kind of music you can imagine. And maybe that's why he's got so many albums, because all of these albums, he produced them in the last 9 years.
Wow.
That's very prolific. I mean, he's almost doing an album a month, even though they're short albums.
Wow.
And just to show you, the latest one is called Angels on a Pin. That one is pretty much classic jazz. He's into apples, and not because of the Beatles. He likes the taste of apples. So he'll go with a theme, like this theme on apples is golden, delicious, ambrosia, jazz, Granny Smith, Macintosh, right? So it's pretty obvious.
Funny.
He's also an artist who produces animation, and he's produced animation for video games and for short films. And so Beach, you can see it looks like a little bit of a video game animation going on there on the cover. One of his earliest albums is called Beats. He's got an album called The Beatles, the two E's, right? So he's kind of parodying the Beatles sound on that one. Boss Rush and Business are making fun of the workplace. Bite Ballads, BYTE. Cartoon Funk, there he is. Louis Zong. Drawn by Louis Zong on a computer, probably. Cosmos is what it sounds like. Dream is what it sounds like. Prize, how's that for a name for an album? And of course, the cuts are Crinkle Cut, Curly, Waffle, Sweet Potato, Steak, and Smiley. That's right,
Can we
Smiley
hear it?
Fries. Now, I guess, what you want to hear one of those? Which one?
I just want to hear a different one to hear a different sound bite.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, from Fries or just I can pick something that I
Anyone.
know is. I'll pick something that I know is gonna freak you guys out. Funky Friends is his soundtrack for an imaginary TV show. Gators. He did an actual soundtrack called Great God Grow, and it's got to be almost 90 minutes long compared to everything else. It's 10 to 20. So let's see.
Sorry, Bill.
He visited Iceland, got inspired. Got an album that's actually called Jazz with a song on it called Dogtective. Let's see.
Like that.
For music, nature, pigeon.
Pigeon.
Yeah.
Pigeon.
Yeah, I'm walking here. Let's hear that. Okay.
Nice.
Very nice.
Pleasant jazz. There's got to be something that's non-jazz.
I like that. I
Planet-
like that horn section in that song.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it is synthesized or real, but I mean, Planet is a new wave sounding record, a new age
Oh, he is
sounding record.
Chicken one too.
Pocket.
So this ain't real.
I have chickens
Rat-
and
Rat
pigeons.
taxi.
See, Oh, Snake
We have
Songs. Yeah, this will
rats
make you
too.
think of Ry Cooder. Let's try it. Spaghetti Western music. Right?
Are you
Interesting.
familiar with Snake Finger?
Yeah, that's from The Residents.
Yeah. He cycles through genres.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he only made 2 albums and then he died. But his second album cycles through genres like this. I'm
Hey,
wondering
Bruce, what killed him?
what killed Snake Finger? A
You
heart
said he
attack.
died.
Yeah, a heart attack.
Wow. How old was
It was like right before a show, I think. He was pretty young.
before a show, Jim?
I think it was right before a show or right after.
Wow.
Hmm.
He smoked a lot of cigarettes.
Oh, well. Hold on, you guys. I got to go get a cigarette. I'll be right back.
That's right. We'll ponder that funky orb while you're gone. This will be the last sample. Well, that was actually the fastest of the minute so far. And
Well, I
then
can
one
see-
last note. Yes, yes, yes.
I could see that one being disco.
Yeah, Wizard Disco. Ponder that funky orb. Haunted Castle. He also has other identities like DJ Louie and Dudongo. And he has one called Look Far. He's done 5 records, I think, 4 or 5 records as Look Far. And these are like progressive rock. So I'll just play a snip of this to further show his versatility. He has an album about Wind in the Willows, called In the Willows, The Riverbank, The Wildwood, Mr. Badger, Dulce Domum, Mr. Toad, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, and Wayfarers All.
So he must be working in the video game industry or something.
Yeah, I think he does some of that, and he makes animated films, and I guess he works for other people, makes animation for them or music. Yeah,
It has a lot of energy.
found out about this guy yesterday, so. Okay, so I'll play Moonbird from his latest version of Look Far Sculpture Gallery. See what that sounds progressive. Okay, so now you have a taste.
Wide variety.
Louis Zong.
He's got a good synthesizer.
Yeah, he sure does. He probably has the best equipment there this year. All right, so here's the Los Angelino. Go to Bandcamp, get his entire catalog for $1. I think you can't go wrong. And of course, here on Fine Music, you know that we don't just have what 591 videos. Well, we're getting close to 600. We're also a group on Facebook. That's right. Fine Music is a group on Facebook, and we post our finds, and you can post your finds. And I invite you to come back next week. Next Monday, we'll do this all again because all we do is find music. Yeah, nothing else. Oh, yeah.